And what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate your hip forward slightly. You're gonna squeeze your glute on your side you're kneeling on, squeeze your glute. You're gonna reach up and across while you're pulling your belly button in. You're gonna breathe out, belly button in, and man, that feels good. Hi, Brian Stecker here again, certified personal trainer, and today I want to talk about the 5 stretches that you should be doing every single day over 40, 50, and 60. The importance of doing these stretches every single day is as you're going through your everyday life, there's certain muscle groups that are just going to be tighter than most. Most of us, we're driving throughout the day, so our chests are overly tight. We're seated a lot during the day, so our hamstrings are shortened, and there's a lot of general tightness in our body. Maybe you've been working out more, and what's happening because you've been working out more, these muscle groups are getting tight. Or you might just have a job where you're more physical, and by being more physical, you're just making these muscle groups tight. The benefit of doing these stretches every single day is you're gonna have less strain, tears, and pulls. You're just gonna feel better. You're gonna move better. And another thing, you're gonna think better. It's gonna warm up your central nervous system, and you're gonna be better. So let's hop right into it. First exercise we wanna do is a lat stretch. So we're gonna use our TRX bands here, and you're gonna grab a hold of both of them. And it's a great exercise because it's going to decompress your spine, but it's also going to stretch out your lats. So you're going to just stand with your feet shoulder apart. You're going to keep your arms straight, press your hips back, and you'll feel a nice deep stretch through your back. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds to a minute. You're going to breathe out. Feel a nice stretch there, nice easy breathing. And then you're going to return back to the top, standing tall. The next exercise we're going to do for stretch is going to be for our hip flexor. A lot of us have tight hips because we're seated a lot. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down on one knee. And what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your hip forward slightly. You're going to squeeze your glute on your side you're kneeling on. Squeeze your glute. You're going to reach up and across while you're pulling your belly button in. You're going to breathe out, belly button in. And man, that feels good. You get a nice deep stretch to that hip flexor. You're gonna hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're gonna rotate over here to the other side. All right, you're gonna rotate your hip forward on the side where your knee's down on the ground. You're gonna reach up, across. Remember, pull that belly button in. And I can tell my right side is tighter than my left side, which probably favoring a little bit more. All right, next exercise. We're going to do a hip hinge exercise. A lot of times when we have really tight hamstrings, it puts pressure on a lot of pressure on our knees and our low back. So hip hinge exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to put a slight bend in your knees, about a 5 to 15 degree bend in your knees. And then what you're going to do is keep your chest and shoulders back, press your hips back. So you're not going to bend from your hips. What you're going to do is you're going to press your hips backwards. You're going to feel a nice stretch through your hamstring, and then you're going to return back to the top. You're going to do 15 to 20 of those. If that one's going really well for you, or you want an increased stretch, this is another variation of it. It's a single leg RDL. It's another hip hinge. You're just going to keep that chest tall again, and what you're going to do is then you're going to press this opposite leg to the opposite wall, 5 to 15 degree bend in that leg. You're going to press back, nice deep stretch in the hamstring, and then back through. It's a great exercise for balance too if you're not using something to support yourself. A lot of clients that I work with over 40, 50, and 60, their balance is off a little bit, and they have to use support. So start with support first. Next exercise is going to warm up our chest and our upper back. These pull stretches are going to be great. So you're going to go hands wider than shoulder width apart. I'm just going to advise, don't force this exercise. Just go through your general range of motion. So what I mean is if you're going up to the top here and you feel like you can't go any further, just stop there or go a little wider. If you can, go all the way through to your back and back to the top. And what you're going to do, like you did for the hamstring exercise for the hip hinge, you're going to do 8 to 10 of these. Then you're going to switch over, put your hand over the top of the pole. You're going to reach up and away. You'll feel a stretch through your pec here. Do not force. Don't force your arm through. It's a good way to get a strain. What you're going to do is you're just going to press lightly, get that stretch. You're going to bring it back down, and you're going to reach up and back through again and get 5 of those. It's a great exercise for opening up that chest. And then the last exercise we're going to do, it's our hip to sky. Great exercise for hamstrings, loosen up the growing, other exercise, and also taking pressure off your low back. So what you're going to do is go feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart. You're going to reach down, feel a nice deep stretch in those hamstrings. You're going to drop your hips down. You're going to press out on your knees. Okay? You're going to go back up to the top. Feel that nice stretch. And then back down and through. Now, you might not be able to go all the way down like this. Just work through your range of motion. So your range of motion might be right here. Then just return back to the top. Do 5 to 8 of those. And you'll start to notice your hamstring lengthening out, less pressure on your low back. So give these 5 stretches a go. What I'd recommend you do, just save this in your favorites. You're going to want to come back and watch this over and over again because you're just going to feel so much better. I've had people tell me where they've just been really stiff and tight. They've been feeling better within 3 workouts. So make sure you save this video, watch it over and over, put these to use. Let me know in the comment section which one benefited you the most. And thank you so much for sharing this. To the left and the right here, you're going to see some other videos that are going to help you with your mobility and your flexibility. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.